Hi, this is another video tutorial of my weekly planner spreadsheet. If you're watching this video, you've probably purchased the weekly planner or you might have just been browsing and come across this video. So let's go through it. This is the first tab. So first of all, you do have an instructions tab with written instructions. And then we have the weekly timetable tab. On the left-hand side, we have an automatic calendar, which shows today's date and a monthly view. Underneath, you've got the task manager where you can put insert tasks and then tick them off as you go. Okay, so with the main timetable, you have on the top week starts. So it's currently set to Monday, but you can change it to any other weekday. And if you want a custom date to see the week starting by a custom date, so say moment in the past, apologies, then you can see that as well. So 29th and 29th. Okay, so we're going to log some data in together and go through it. So on the right hand side, you have the setup section. And here we have the hours. So currently it's set 1 hour intervals starting from 8 a.m. to 11 p.m. in the night, but you can change this. It can be half an hour intervals of 15-minute, or if you want it as text, so early morning, you can do that as well. Oops. Okay. I'll just keep it as is. And then you have the categories. So all the different categories that you might want, and each color corresponds to the category that will be shown in the timetable on the left. So this section is the setup for, and that is one time. Then you have the data log. Here you're going to log each individual entry. So I'm going to just remove that and start from scratch. So if we start with today's date, so we're currently in July. So let's go for Monday. I'll just do Tuesday. Task is dentist appointment. Okay, and then I'm going to put in the hours. So, and this is a drop down from this section here. So dentist appointments at 2 to 3. And then I think we have an appointment here. Okay, we don't. So let's just put appointment there. You go to your category, and again, this is linked to this section here. So appointment. Then you say the frequency, and you have one-off, daily, weekly, bi-weekly, monthly, bi-monthly, quarterly, semi-annual, and annually. So I'm going to put that as one-off. So if you go to the left, you can see in there it's showing. Now, if I want, for example, let's say starting from, let's say Monday, we have a morning run. Morning run. And that is to take place every morning from 8 to 9. I'm going to put that in that again. I don't think I have that there, so let's add it. Exercise, and then we put it here. Exercise. So let's say the frequency is daily. So if the frequency is daily, we're going to select that here, and I'm going to show you how it looks on the calendar now. So the morning run, and there you are. It is showing every single day. Now, if you, for example, the until date, I haven't spoken about this column. This is if you, for example, for teachers or for anyone using this, if a certain entry has frequency which is not one-off, you might have an end date. So in that case, you put until date. So let's say this one, I'm going to say it's up to 10th. And then now, if we go back here, it's just loading. You're going to see it's just loading here. Yep. So it's no longer showing after the cutoff date. So it's showing until the 10th, which we've set it up here. Okay, so this tab, I think, is pretty straightforward. Then we go to the monthly calendar. So now we're in July. So here at the top. So today's date, we're not going to edit that. You've got the month, which is a drop down, and you've got the year, which is also editable. So let's go to current month, which is July, and the highlighted entry is today's date. You've got quote of the day, which is automated and shows up each different quote, inspiring quote each day. And then category, again, you choose your categories. So let's just keep what I have here. And then you can insert goals and to-do list. So let's do a new entry. This one is a little different to the weekly timetable, it works a little bit different. So let's say we have a holiday abroad. Okay, and then let's set to this date, this week, current week, but on Thursday. And then, do we have holiday in here? Okay, we don't, so let's add that. Let's put vacation in purple. Vacation. If you remove something, a category, and it was showing previously, it does need to be amended. So here we have vacation. Let's see if it's showing up. There it is, holiday abroad. Now it might have a duration. So here we have a column which is duration, and this tells you how many days it's going to last for. So let's say my holiday lasts for 14 days. You're going to see that in the calendar shortly. There you go, for 14 days. And if I scroll back down, you can add notes here, but this doesn't show on the calendar itself, but it's just for your own convenience. Okay, and that's the monthly calendar. It works a little bit different, but still very useful. Now, with your annual calendar, on the right hand side, so here's where you on the left hand side is where you input the data, and then on the right hand side you can, again, you have the categories with the corresponding colors, and then here you have a monthly summary and an annual summary. So I'm just going to quickly show you that. So we input the month that we're interested in, also there's no entries for September, so there's an entry for 2026. Let's make that 2025. I don't think I have anything in there. It's December. Okay, so we have something for December 2025. So you can also change the date. That's all I wanted to show you. Let's go back to January 2026. So it will tell you the count of all the different categories for that month. And then when we go down, it has the annual summary. Now the year shown is showing what we input up here, 2026. So if you wanted a different year, you can just input it here, 2025, and it will show you. That's a custom entry. And again, the count by year of all the different categories. So let's go back up here. I'm going to go down and put a new entry. So let's say it's exam season. So what was the last? It was June. Okay. So let's say the last 2 weeks of July is exam season. Let's start with a Monday. Is exam season. So a little shortcut is, instead of putting each individual date, what you can do is say equals that plus 1, and then you copy Control C or right click copy, and then highlight the rows underneath. I'm shift and down, and pasting them. And then same thing here, Control C or right click and copy, and I'm pasting down here, exams. So now when I go to my next tab, I should see the last weeks of July that it's exam season. And here we have it right here. So exam season, end of July and start of August. And this is the annual calendar printable page. So this is if you need to print this page and share it with others, and you can have comments on the bottom. And the way this works is it's fully automated and it's linked to the tab before it. This section here right at the top is the only editable part. So start month and start year. So currently starting is set as January 2026. So, but let's say I wanted to start in December 2025. And there you go. You have December 2025 going into January, February, and down to July through to November. So it will show 12 months based on the start month and the start year. Again, this section is linked to the previous tab, so no need to edit anything else. And then you have a count of all the different categories underneath each month. And again, as I've mentioned, you can add comments at the bottom. Okay, so how to print this is you go on File, Print, and then Next. This probably doesn't show, but oh, here we are. So Microsoft Print to PDF, save as PDF, or you can see more and basically print to your connect it to your printer. And that's it. I hope this helps and hope this has been useful. And if you have purchased this, thank you so much for your purchase. We appreciate it. And I hope this guide is useful. Any questions, please let me know. Thank you. Bye.